Have you ever been driving down the road and a song comes on and you're listening to the song and then you start to pay closer attention to the lyrics? And by the time the song's done, you're actually thankful for the 3 minutes that you just spent listening to it because the lyrics were actually helpful in your life? It's happened to me quite a few times. Trust me, there's plenty of songs that come on the radio that I get done with the song and they're not helpful at all. But a couple days ago, I was reintroduced to a country song and I love the lyrics. I'm going to just read the chorus for us today. It says this: "You find out who your friends are. Somebody who's going to drop everything, run out and crank up their car, hit the gas and get there fast, and never stop to think what's in it for me or it's way too far. They just show on up with their big old heart, and you find out who your friends are." See, the Bible talks a great deal about the quality of our relationships. It talks a great deal about the difference between a crowd or an acquaintance and a true friend. And so I'm going to read this passage. This is Proverbs 18:24. It says, "A man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother." The passage and the country song are talking about one and the same thing. It's talking about a true friend. And one of the ways that we define a quality relationship in our life, a true friend, whether we're on the receiving end or the giving end of that friendship, is the simple fact of showing up for one another. And I remember a time in my family's life where we needed people to show up for us. It's happened more than once, but there's one point in our family's life where we desperately needed people to show up. And it was amazing to me that those people showed up. They were true friends. They loved us. Even though they didn't have the right words, they just showed up with their big old hearts and just trusted that somehow and in some way their presence would be a gift to us, would bring peace to us, that God would use them in some way to just be a bright spot in an otherwise dim situation. And I remember our small group, while we were dealing with a loss, and it's a big part of our family's story, but our small group showed up and they prayed for us in the middle of a hospital lobby. They didn't pray with us because they couldn't get back to where we were, but they prayed for us. And I remember this couple that we'd done a bunch of life with, and they didn't give us any advance notice that they were coming to the house, but they just knocked on the door and they just greeted us with big old hugs. And they didn't have all the right words to say, but they just simply sat and they simply listened. And it wasn't so much that they had the right words to say, it was just simply the fact that they showed up. That they looked at a really hard situation, but they didn't allow the situation to get in the way of the people that they loved. And so they probably prayed for a little bit of courage so that they could wade into the waters to just simply throw an arm around us when we needed it most. Do you have those people in your life? See, we sometimes dupe ourselves into thinking that we have a whole bunch of friends just because we have a big number in our Facebook account or our Instagram account. We measure the quality of our friendships by the amount of likes that we get on some sort of picture that we post, but that's not friendship. Friendship is developed by investing into one another, by not throwing out that question, what's in it for me? Or, oh, it's way too far, like it might actually be above the 202 or something. That's just crazy talk. But that we just look at the person and we value the person and we love the person and we're able to allow truth and grace to flow through us. I want to challenge you guys with something today. How are you showing up? We probably have a certain amount of relationships that are worth investing. And showing up might simply look like being willing to listen. Showing up might simply look like sharing a hard truth with a friend that needs to hear it from someone that loves them. Showing up might be literally like the song describes, showing up for a move or a task. And showing up might look like wading into a difficult, potentially uncomfortable situation and just being a little bit of peace for somebody who really, really needs it. Who are those people in your life that are worth showing up for? And how are we doing that for one another today? I hope that that was helpful. I hope that God brought someone to your mind right off the bat. My challenge to you is the same to me. Let's act on that and let's build quality friendships. My friends, we'll see you next time.